Peace and love we bring. Welcome everyone to our service this morning. The service this morning, in many churches, it's celebrated as Advent Sunday. And to us, it's the advent of our awakening to our greater yet to be. So welcome, welcome everyone. And please join me in this opening affirmative prayer. So we recognize one life. That life is God. It is our life now. And I know that our speaker this morning allows ourselves to be an open and a clear channel for the further expression of this one. So I know that everyone in the sound of my voice, that spirit is first, spirit is second, and spirit is third in their lives, and blessings come forth. Come forth. So we allow spirit to lead us to a place where our trust is without borders. We let our feet walk upon the waters whenever we are called, and allow it to take us deeper than our feet could ever wander. Because today, our faith is stronger. I know this, and I speak these words, releasing them, giving thanks that all this is so, and so it is. Yes, it is. So I'm going to read an inspirational reading from our Sands of Mind magazine. It's from this month's edition. And it's a reading for November 20th. And it's written by Reverend Dr. Petra Weldes. And it's entitled, Worry or Trust. It is not the load that breaks you down. It is the way you carry it. And that's from Lena Hard. You know, that famous jazz and blues singer. We must heal ourselves from worry. This tension is relaxed as we gain confidence in good, in truth, and in beauty. Faith must overcome fear, and strong statements of faith should be used to erase the thoughts of doubt and worry that have assailed us. And that is from Ernest Holmes, The Sands of Mind, page 245. Years ago, I discovered that worry was a tax I pay to have things go okay. If I was worried, that meant I cared. I was truly engaged and was working hard on making everything work out. Without the tension of constant worry, how could I stay alert to the inevitable breakdowns and problems that were bound to come up? Worry assured me that I wouldn't miss a thing, and I would already have figured out how to handle anything that came my way. And of course, since I wanted it done right, I had to do it myself, right? Anybody know anybody like that? Does this sound familiar to all of us? It is the way we engage with the ups and downs of life that makes all the difference. Rather than stress and become anxious, we can learn to trust in the nature of the trajectory of life. Emerson says, the dice of God are always loaded, and they are loaded in your favor. We know this because life is always for life. The universal law is always working for seed to plant, from idea to outcome, from cause to effect. And the impulse of love is forever pouring itself into creation, giving all that is needed for every seed, idea, and cause to produce its outcome. Knowing this, we can actively trust in both love and law and know all is working in our favor. We can move with confidence and a cheerful expectation that all things do work out for good. So our affirmation today is, I let go of worry. I count on the creative process. Let us say that part first. I let go of worry. I count on the creative process. I release all the words are on page 2 of your program.
That the unseen is the real.
Thank you, Steve. And thank you, the audience, for singing along. Right now, I'm now going to ask you to stand as we do the prayer of our center. Please stand. The prayer of our center. The Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God, and it's growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is. You may be seated. I will now light the youth candle. I light this candle for all the youth of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them. And we say the blessing for the youth. We love you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you. We see you as shining lights unto your world. God is blessing you now. And so it is. We are now going to go into our mission song. The words are in your program, and it's on the screen for those who are joining us online. Our mission song.
The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one with spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one with spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day.
Yay! If you didn't hear Reverend John Z, I did that. So you could hear it. And now it's time for our announcements. Do we have anybody worshiping with us for the first time this morning? We have anyone in the sanctuary? We're going to ask you to stand. We're going to ask you to stand. And our usher. Did I have any? Oh. All right. In this time, we touch hearts, not with our hands, but heart to heart. So we recognize the Christ in you. We would have placed a sticker on you saying that we recognize the Christ in you, but we won't do that today. But we do recognize the Christ in you. we hope to see you again and again. Let us welcome them again. And we're also welcoming anyone who is joining us online, and our hearts also go to you. Live streaming. We continue to live stream every Sunday at 9 a.m. and on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And the recording is available later on YouTube. The schedule of our temple activities, including our enrichment classes conducted by our ministers, is posted online and on our Facebook page. To register for classes, kindly visit classes.templeoflightcsl.org, where you can also obtain the Zoom links. Now join Reverend John Scott in quiet moments in his garden on Monday mornings at 6 a.m. for a refreshing and insightful early morning pickup. If you haven't been joining, be sure to join. It really picks you up for the entire week. And on Tuesday at 6 p.m., we have spiritual enrichment service. And this Tuesday, we'll have practitioner Sandra Cooper. And she says she has something very special planned for us to review our lives and set the basis for our goals going forward. So join Sandra this Tuesday at 6 p.m. You can join on Zoom. The Zoom link will be emailed to you, and you can also join on Facebook, whichever suits you. Then there are the Temple of Light blogs. Our messages every week are edited by Reverend Michael Record and posted on our webpage, templeoflightcsl.org. We invite you to log on to read these shortened versions of our talks. Our 40th annual general meeting. Please remember to stay today for our 40th annual general meeting starting at 10:30 this morning. The Zoom link for online participation has been emailed to congregants. Now, every day a Christmas luncheon. Now, orders for our December 3rd, every day a Christmas luncheon, closes today. So if you have not yet ordered, please do so immediately following our service. Spiritual Prosperity Adventure. At this point, it is my pleasure to invite Mrs. Sandra Cooper to the podium to give us an update on our Spiritual Prosperity Adventure. Sandra.
Good morning, friends. By now, you'd have gotten the email with regards to our 12-week Spiritual Prosperity Adventure that begins on Wednesday, January 12th. It is something that I believe will really, really make a difference to each and every one of us as we step into 2022. We have a wonderful lineup of great guests. We have Michelle Madrano, who is at the Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado. And we have a lot of our own homegrown financial luminaries. We have Douglas Arain, Donna Duncan Scott, Peter Melhedo, and we have Margaret Arain. We have Elizabeth Terry, Denise Williams, and yours truly. Oh, and Dr. Tamu Davidson. We're going to be looking at prosperity at every level, both in terms of our finances as well as prosperity in health, prosperity in relationships. Now, we really, really invite you to participate in this activity because it is certainly going to, the proceeds of which will assist us in expanding the Sunday school facility, to get internet over into that room, to provide hardware and software for our young people so that they can, you know, we can have them doing their research on whatever it is they need to do in the modality that they're accustomed. It's $197, and we have a special offer, of course. Pay within the next week, and you will have, it will be for $179. But we also have a special offer. We can split it in two, and you pay the first half, and you pay the second half at the end of the program. Now, how cool is that? So we really, really invite you to participate. And if you you're not able to participate, then pay it forward. You might have someone in your life that you think could benefit from something like this. Register them and know that they will find it extremely helpful. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all on our 12-week spiritual prosperity adventure.
Thank you, Sandra. Now, prayer support. We continue to respond with prayer to the challenges of this special time. A practitioner is available to pray with you immediately following our service every Sunday. On duty this Sunday is Reverend Sonia Davidson. And the number to call is 876-289-0907. You can also speak with a minister from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 12 midnight by calling 876-289-0907. Donation, tithes, and offerings. If you feel moved to support our ministry, kindly visit our donate page at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, which has our banking details. We want to thank you for your generosity and for helping us to be a beacon of light in this world. This concludes the announcement. Kindly join us in the singing of our first hymn, Every Time I Feel the Spirit. Please stand. And the words are in your program or on the screen if you are online.
Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will pray. Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will pray. God is my substance, my source and power. I feel its presence each passing hour. I reach within me, and now I feel great joy to know that my God is real. Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will pray. Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will pray. I count my blessings, I give my share, supported always by my God's care. Beside still waters he leadeth me, and greener pastures each day I see. Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will pray. Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will pray, will pray, I will pray, I will pray.
Please be seated. And those in the sanctuary would have noticed that I appear to be alone on the platform. But as I said earlier, today our faith is stronger. Yeah. So now, call forth to the podium, into being. And we know you're going to have a wonderful, glorious presentation. Practitioner, Carol Campbell.
Catch up the fire, Martha. Pass me the gungo peas. Rub up the flour, Sarah. Lord, feel the evening breeze. Wait, what is it? Boysy! Anybody see that little boy, though? You know from when me send him to the shop and him can't come back yet. Every day are the same thing. But not the little wretch come in there. You wait till him come. Boysy, come here to me. Yes, Mama? You go to the shop? Yes, Mama. So what take you so long then? Do I tell you every day, don't skylark on the road? Where you was? Well, you see, Mama, I go to the shop, but me boy, where you was? I tell you, Mama, I go to the shop, and when I was coming back, I passed by the square, and you won't believe what was happening. Talk, boy. Well, there was this whole heap of people, Mama. Thousands of people. And I said, well, I want to see what I go on. So I stop and I take a little side look. And I see this man stand up at the front. I talk and I preach to the people. And I said, but me no know this man. So I ask, is who that? And them say, is the man named Jesus. I said, Jesus? Who him? So them say, you never hear about him. Him travel all over from town to town, and him heal people, and him bless people, and him make people see, and him make people walk, and him talk, and him... Me say, Mama, when me take a stock, him chatting about how people must love one another, and how they must live good with one another. And me couldn't move, Mama. It was so interesting. Then me hear him say to the one, a friend of his, named Philip, him say, you know, these people been here for the whole day. They must hungry by now. Go buy some food for them. Hear the one, who, me? No, sir. Me no have no money if you go buy food for all them people there. You better send them go buy food for themselves. So Jesus said, no, Philip, that's not how we do things. So him asked the one, Andrew, say, Andrew, look, see if anybody have any food that them can share. So Andrew look over and I hear him say, but see a little boy here with a basket. I mean that, you know. Him say, him come to me and him say, what you have in the basket? I say, well, sir, I just some things my mother sent me to buy. He said, give it to me. I said, no, sir, my mother will kill me. He said, no, your mother now kill you. Give me the basket. So I give it to him, and all is in there was what you sent me to buy. So him carry the basket to the one Jesus. And Mr. Jesus take out the 5 sugar bun out of the basket, and him say grace over them, and him tell the disciple them, share. Share it out. And them start to share. And so them share, I saw it increase. So them share, I saw it increase. Until everybody get piece of bun. And I see him take the two dege fish that was in the basket. Him take the two fish and him do the same thing. Him bless them and say grace over them and start to share. And him share, and him share, and him share, and the fish can't done. And when you look pan a stop, everybody nyam done belly full. And then him say, gather up the crumbs, my boys. Gather up the crumbs. And then gather up the crumbs. All right, enough for the story now. You buy the things when I send you for. Give me the basket. Here, Mama. But, boys, there are so crumbs in the basket. Or what is? But, Mama, that may I try to tell you. Say, him bless it and share it out, and him put the crumbs in the basket. Boysy, listen to me. I know that me send you to shop for. He said, no, Mama, but you don't understand. These crumbs is blessed crumbs, Mama. Them bless, can't done. So we are going to eat the crumbs, Mama, with the flour dumpling and the gungo peas, and we not hungry again. Take I say so. You never see where me sit today. So, as we leave Boise and his mom and friends to enjoy their evening meal in the quiet district of Mountainside, let's take a look at the unfolding events from a spiritual perspective. I should tell you that this story was developed as part of a class assignment given by Reverend John for the class recently concluded, Ignite Your Life with Bible Wisdom. It's based on the book Learn to Live by Erwin Seal. In this book, Seal explores the deeper meanings of many of the parables in the Bible. Now, parables are stories that hold a literal interpretation and also a deeper meaning, an opportunity to learn and to embrace and to apply the moral significance in the story, and how we can learn to live more effectively as a result. Jesus used the language of the parables in his day to make his teachings more accessible to his audience. So that's how come me been a talk like Boise. Now, while my story is not technically a parable, I chose it because it illustrates some key life-affirming principles which we can learn to use in our own lives today. You know, there's something about the way the parables were written in Jesus' day. And there is a tendency to think that that's where parables ended. That, you know, those parables happened to those people over there, and that's where it ended. But we have our own stories, and we can use our own stories to learn from. So the feeding of the 5,000 is a story with which many of us are intimately familiar if we went to Sunday school at all. Now, my account is based on that recorded in John chapter 6, verses 5 to 14. Now, traditionally, the focus has been on the seeming miracle of feeding 5,000 hungry people with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. The sequence of events, however, allows us to gain a deeper understanding of what Jesus did. In the account in the Bible, it says that Jesus suggested that the disciples arranged to get food for the hungry crowd. It also said that he already knew what their reaction would be and what he would do as a teaching moment. Now, prior to this, Jesus had been on a miracle mission through several towns and cities, and his fame was on everyone's lips. One could assume that having been exposed to the power of Jesus' word, the disciples would by now have been fearless in their approach and unwavering in their belief. Not so? Apparently not so. Jesus' question, where and with what are we going to buy food for all these people? Philip's response, me no know, I have nothing. Andrew's response, well, there's a boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish, but that's not really going to be enough. Jesus' response was simply to instruct the crowd to sit down and prepare for a meal. Now that is faith and trust. How often in our own experience, when faced with an unexpected expense, our first response is, I can't afford it, or I only have a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We can see from the story, the disciples, Philip and Andrew, looked at what was presented as evidence of lack. First, no money. Next, some but not enough food. Jesus, however, looked at what was presented and through his actions simply declared, there is more than enough. Illustrating a clear understanding and acceptance of universal abundance, ever available, pouring itself relentlessly in ever-increasing measure to satisfy every need, automatically, spontaneously, and generously. Now, this is a recurring theme in the Bible and in all the stories, from Moses and the Israelites in the wilderness to the widow with the cruse of oil. Wherever there was a need, there was adequate supply. And yet, even now, when we ourselves have often demonstrated the ever-givingness of spirit, we tend to doubt the availability of substance and fear our worthiness to receive. Sometimes we head well tough, don't it? Say with me, God is the all-sufficiency of my life and livity. God is the all-sufficiency of my life and livity. In God there can be no lack. Therefore there is no lack in me and my affairs. How did that feel? In the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, we're told the loaves represent physical substance, and eating them, the assimilation of nourishment. Now, we assume this nourishment is not just physical, okay? The fish are ideas of increase. On more than one occasion, Jesus told his disciples that the food that he ate was spiritual food, and if they tasted it, they would never hunger again. He realized that they, like we, lacked the trust that their needs were supplied from an infinite storehouse. An abundant supply was inevitable. The food to which he referred was seasoned with deep faith and unwavering trust in an infallible law. Our Declaration of Principles of the Science of Mind states, we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. I want to know that by heart, right? Okay. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Want to know that too, don't it? So why then do you doubt? Why then you tie yourself up like a pretzel in knots when you have a decision to make? When you're faced with supplying, satisfying a physical need? I'm not bashing no, but still. The more we realize that God is all and all good, and we acknowledge that we are created in its image and likeness, then we know that we don't need to force, fear, or pursue anything. We simply allow its free expression with gratitude and confidence. Say with me, my good is assured. I dwell in the midst of infinite abundance. I give thanks, for there is much to be thankful for. I breathe it all in. And let it circulate throughout my consciousness. My good is inexhaustible. Abundance is my birthright. I am already prospered. I am enough. Say it again. I am enough. Belief is not the absence of doubt. Belief is the embodiment of active faith. We are always exercising faith, you know. At the low energy vibration, our faith is in the doubt and fear. At the other end, the high vibration end, our faith is in the expectation of fulfillment. Expectation speeds demonstration. Okay? When Jesus was faced with a hungry multitude, he didn't panic. He very calmly invoked the law of increase by first giving thanks and then praising the anticipated food that would be enough and more than enough. Thanksgiving and praise are essential to demonstration. Raymond Hollowell, in his book, Working with the Law, has this to say in the chapter on the law of increase, and I quote, "Our degree of faith in the law is measured before we receive, not afterwards. It is that degree of faith that determines what we shall be capable of receiving." Jesus put it another way when he said, "Whatever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them." Okay, it didn't say maybe. It didn't say try a thing. It said, believe that you receive them, and then you will have them. I would like to close with an excerpt from an abundance prayer written by our own very precious Reverend Dr. Elma. And I quote, "From this day forward, I give freely and fearlessly into life, and life gives back to me with a magnificent increase. Blessings come in expected and unexpected ways. God provides for me in wondrous ways. I am grateful, and I let it be so now." As you allow these words to seep into your consciousness, I want you to contemplate, What's filling up your basket? What are you believing for yourself?
Great is thy faithfulness. One more time. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars with their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, to thine own presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto
Thank you, Anif and Carol. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you that Spirit would take us to a place where our trust is without borders. Did you go there? Yes. Is your faith stronger today? Yes. And please remember that every parable is your own story. So just say with me, God is my all sufficiency in my life and in my liberty. Yes, Carol, thank you for reminding us that there is more than enough. More than enough. We only have to trust in that which is ever faithful and ever sure. Let us give them another round of applause. And in that consciousness, I'm going to ask you to stand and say the prayer of Jamaica. The words are in a flyer in your program, and they are online. They are on the screen for the people joining us online. The prayer of Jamaica. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is now growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and all oneness under God are now established. And so it is. I'm going to ask you to remain standing as we do our second hymn. And that's, thank you, Father God, thank you.
Thank you, Father God, thank you, thank you, thank you, Father God, thank you, thank you, thank you, Father God, thank you for this beautiful place. We are grateful that you have blessed us, we are grateful that you have blessed us, we are grateful that you have blessed us with this beautiful place. We will love you for now and ever, we will trust you for now and ever, we will praise you for now and ever in this beautiful place, singing glory, glory and hallelujahs, glory, glory and hallelujahs, glory, glory and hallelujahs to this beautiful place. So thank you, Father God, thank you, thank you, thank you, Father God, thank you, thank you, thank you, Father God, thank you, glory, hallelujah.
We give thanks this morning. We give thanks for each person who has tuned in and turned on to life, to the ever-givingness of spirit, and to rest in that confident faith that all is always well and good. And so as we move into our next phase this morning, our annual general meeting, I know that we go with a sense of anticipation and a sense of purpose, so that every idea that is expressed is one that will take us higher and further along our path to unfoldment and upliftment. Every word that is spoken from within the context of love and patience and acceptance, so that throughout this whole process, we are indeed grateful and thankful for the blessing of this place at this time. We surround this with our love, our praise, and our thanksgiving. And we give thanks. We give thanks for the fulfillment and the purposeful activity that this morning brings. I give thanks that this is now so, and so it is. And now let us sing our peace. Oh, the love offering blessing. Beg pardon. Those of you who are online, if you would take your love offering blessings, whether you're going to push that button or you have it in your hand, and those in the sanctuary, please take your blessings in your hand, and let's say the love offering blessing. It is found on the envelope for those of you in the sanctuary. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father, and so it is. And as you're leaving the sanctuary, you may put them in the box that's right here. Now let's do our peace song. Like to remind you to stick around for our AGM this morning. We'll be taking a final look at our wonderful strategic plan, and also before Tuesday, Monday with Reverend John at 6 a.m. on Facebook, Tuesday evening with Sandra Cooper on Facebook and on Zoom. On Thursday we have prayer power, and come back next Sunday to be further blessed and to get a birthday blessing, because next Sunday is the first Sunday of the month. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We love you.